Let's take a look at these two problems. Number one, suppose the fixed cost of running a business is $100 per day and the cost of manufacturing a product is $2. Write an equation for the total cost of making X product. So in here, we have a business to run. So let's say you decide to run a business on a certain day, you have to pay $100 fixed cost. So let's say for the utility, the rent, the transportation, whatever that is. So if you run a business for a day, you have to pay $100. So even though you open the door and do nothing, you have to pay $100. So every time you open the door for one day of business, you have to spend $100. When you make products, you are trying to make something, right? And then you sell that for profit. So when you make a product, every product you make, you have to spend $2 to make it. Of course, when you sell that product, you sell more than $2, right? So let's say you spend $2 to make a product. When you sell that product, you charge people $10 each. That means every time you sell a product, you make $8, right? So that's how you make business. So you have to make enough money in order to cover the fixed costs and the production costs, so the rest of the money goes into your pocket. So that's how you run business. So what I am asking you to do is write an equation for the total cost of making X product. So we have a total cost. So let's say we have the total cost. So that is equals to the $100 is fixed, and then you add 2 times X. What is 2 times X? So for one product you make, so let's say you make X equals to one product. So what is the total cost? So the total is equals to 100 plus 2 times 1 equals to 102, right? So let's say you decide to make 10 products, then the total cost is going to be 100 plus 2 times 10, so which is 100 plus 20, that equals to 120. The more products you want to make, the higher cost that will be, right? So now, so this is the equation. So we have the equation right here. So we just translate the math into the English into math, and then X is the number of products produced. So X is the number of products produced. How about this? I ask you another question. Hey, what if let's say I spend $500. So let's say the total cost is equals to $500. I spend $500 in a business day. How many products did I produce? I spent 500 products. Can you find that for me? So that in this case, then you will have to let the total equals to 500. So that is equals to 100 plus 2x. First, you subtract both sides by 100, right? So 500 minus 100, that is equals to 2x. So that is 400 equals to 2x. And then you divide both sides by 2. That means you produce 200 products on that day. So that's how you write an equation and then play around with the equation. So either you let X be a number, you calculate the total cost, or you have a total cost, you solve for the number of products produced. So that's the first problem. Let's take a look at the next one. So the next one, if you have no absences in a semester, so let's say you are being a good student, you show up to class every single time, you make no absences, so it is very likely that you will get 95 points on the final exam. Good things, right? So you never miss a class, you go to class, show up every single time, you get a high score on the final. Perfect, everybody likes that. But you lose 5 points for each absence you make. So let's say you make one absence, then it is very likely that you will lose 5 points on the final, right? The more absences you have, the lower score you will get. Now, I want you to write an equation that represents the score. So we have score equals to, so the number of absence you make, so that will be X, right? So X is the number of absence. So the score is equals to, you start at 95. So every absence you make, you lose 5 points. Lose 5 points means you have to subtract 5 times the number of absence you make. So let's say X is equals to 2. You didn't show up 2 times. So the score is equals to 95 minus 5 times 2, so that will be 95 minus 10, then you only have 85 points on the final. So let's say you are being a bad student, you miss 10 classes, then the score is equals to 95 minus 5 times 10. So 95, you lose 50 points, then you only have 45 points on the final. So let's say you have 15 absences, then the score is going to be 95 minus 5 times 15. So 95 minus 5 times 15, you only have 20 points on the final. So let's say how about this? Let's say I only have 42 points. So let's say my score is equals to 42. I just got my exam back. I have 42 points on the exam. Can you guess how many absences do I have? So to do so, you have to do a 42 equals to 95 minus 5x. So first you subtract 95 on both sides. So 42 minus 95 is equals to negative 53. So that is equals to negative 5x, and then you have negative 53 equals to negative 5x. So this time when you divide both sides by negative 5, x is positive, right? So x is positive, so we have x, we have negative 53 divided by 5, so this is around 10 positive 10.6 absences. So if you have 42 points on the final, then my best guess is you have around 11 absences in that semester. So that's how you set up equation and then plug in one number to solve for the other. And then that is also the end of this video. If you think my instruction is helpful, let me know in the comment below. Like the video, share the video for me. Appreciate your help and support. Subscribe to my channel if you wish and you haven't done so. I will see you all in the next lesson. Signing out for now.